Let's go! What's going on, fellas? Today I'm here to talk about one of my favorite couples from the total drama series, Shawn and Jasmine. A couple that I feel doesn't get nearly as much recognition as they deserve. Because to me, their relationship was what made watching the entirety of the Pahkitew Island season worth it. This is a video I've wanted to make for a bit now because ever since I made that video about why I thought Pahkitew Island was the worst season, I feel like it's unfair to just leave my thoughts at that completely, and I should talk about one of the biggest aspects I did like. Also, I got COVID right after I came home from a week-long vacation, followed by plumbing issues in my house after I recovered from the virus, so that was fun. Pahkitew Island had many flaws for sure, but Shawn x Jasmine was not one of them. While Duncan and Courtney is a top-tier couple for sure that will always have a special place in my heart, partly due to seniority over the other, Shawn and Jasmine were not only adorable together, but also super badass whenever they worked together in challenges. Both of their characters were introduced in the first episode of the season, obviously, and while the two didn't have a proper interaction with each other until the second episode, it was hinted at from the get-go they were going to have a romantic side story. One of those hints being the two of them having the best survival skills / instincts on their respective teams, and looking into each other's eyes in a loving fashion at the end of the theme song, which is likely a direct parallel to not only Gwen and Trent doing the same thing at the end of Island's theme song, but also Mike and Zoe at the end of Revenge of the Islands theme song. Both pairings becoming lovers in their respective seasons. Shawn's whole shtick about preparing for the zombie apocalypse was not only entertaining for the most part, but was set up as the conflict that would temporarily get in his way of being with Jasmine. Total Drama Revenge of the Island did something very similar with Mike hiding his DID from Zoe. Both of the guys were the ones with, for lack of a better term, quirks, and had to learn to deal with those quirks in a more productive manner if they wanted to find love. The glaring difference between Shawn and Mike is that Shawn was not afraid to talk about his fear of the zombie apocalypse, which I respected a lot. If anything, he was proud of the fact that he had prepared so well over the years. Very quickly bringing up to Jasmine that the reason he's so well informed about nature is because he wants to survive the zombie takeover, which Jasmine doesn't actually take seriously when they first meet. Because the thought of someone unironically thinking zombies were going to take over was so strange to her that she figured Shawn had to be joking about it.
It's just a little running joke between us.
Jasmine going along with it was never meant to make fun of Shawn either. She genuinely liked him from the get-go and assumed he was straight up joking about the zombie stuff. Shawn never saw it as a way of antagonizing him either, which was nice. This back and forth of misunderstanding only lasted for a couple episodes, which was the perfect amount in my opinion. Misunderstanding plot lines / gags, especially between couples, can be really annoying if they overstay their welcome. Once again, to use Mike and Zoe as an example, Mike keeping his DID a secret from Zoe lasted for 99% of Mike's Revenge of the Island screen time and wasn't brought to light until the end of his elimination episode. This was of course taken a step further in the wrong direction when Zoe didn't realize Mal had taken full control of Mike's body until the semi-final episode of Total Drama All-Stars. Shawn and Jasmine, on the other hand, had their first fight in episode 5. By this point in the season, Shawn's fear of zombies was overtaking him more than ever before, even attempting to quit the competition after seeing what he thought was a zombie coming out of the ocean, but was actually Amy crawling her way back to the island to get revenge on Sammy. Later in that episode, Shawn was tricked by Dave into thinking Jasmine and the rest of the other team was turned into zombies, which led to Shawn going too far to earn his team the win, and Jasmine thinking he's a total douchebag for the next 2 episodes. The two of them actually didn't interact with each other at all in the episode This Is Pits, which I thought was kind of weird because he clearly got burned in More Monkey, More Problems and in 3 Zones and a Baby. I'm not sure why they decided to just leave that out completely in This Is Pits, but whatever. Jasmine was so angered by this, in fact, that she used her bad experience with Shawn to try to keep Skye away from Dave, as a way to save her from inevitable disappointment in a sense. Which, not gonna lie, wasn't a super good look on Jasmine's part. I get she was hurt, but trying to mess with other people's love lives isn't the way to go about making yourself feel better. Granted, it's Skye and Dave after all. Their whole side story was such an unreal mess. I definitely don't feel as bad as I normally would.
I don't understand, Skye!
Can you shut the fuck up?
This kickstarted a nice section of growth for Shawn's character. He realized that prioritizing surviving a zombie apocalypse over everything else in life will never grant him true happiness, wanting to think more with his heart and doing everything he can to get Jasmine back. Though his efforts were futile until episode 9, Hurl and Go Seek, when he once again mistook other contestants for zombies and saved Jasmine from getting tagged by them. This not only showed Jasmine how much Shawn cares about her if he's willing to sacrifice himself for her like that, but sees his zombie obsession is genuine, and she's willing to do her best to accept that part of him. Ending the episode with the two of them officially dating. Now, what's so great about this going forward is the two of them continue to be a couple and compete together. Before this season, Total Drama had a huge tendency to eliminate one of the contestants involved in a relationship right as said contestant got into that relationship. It happened with Duncan and Courtney, Gwen and Trent, sorta kinda, Mike and Zoe, Jeff and Bridget, the list goes on. Gwen and Trent competed when they were dating on Action until Trent started throwing challenges for her, which happened extremely early on, by the way. Like, right when the teams were decided, and Court and Duncan were all over the place that season, too. Entertaining for sure, but not wholesome by any means. And half these couples I mentioned didn't even last. It's for the drama aspect for sure, which I get considering the name of the series and all. Would it kill them to have a couple compete a little bit together before one of them gets the boot, though? Well, thankfully, Shawn and Jasmine just stayed dating even until the season finale. The two of them looked so badass working together in the episodes Scarlet Fever and Skyfall. Mainly Shawn when he went on that berserk rampage on the Chris robots, that was amazing. They managed to be a wholesome but badass couple at the same time, which is an amazing combo that wasn't really a thing in total drama until these two. The only other hiccup in their relationship happened in the finale when Jasmine found out Shawn didn't want to split the $1 million with her and thought her idea to open a flower shop was stupid. When I first saw this reaction, it felt like a bit of a step backwards for Shawn's character after all he did to try to get Jasmine back, though he quickly realized splitting the $1 million with her wouldn't be so bad on account of how reliable she was in the final obstacle race. Granted, Jasmine ended up being mad at Shawn anyway thanks to Chris McNutcase showing the first confessional just to start drama.
I will never believe you again!
Yes, it's called total drama for a reason, but scenarios like those, which are forced onto others just for the sake of chaos and get resolved not even a few minutes later, are just whack to me. I don't know. Thankfully, all it took was Jasmine thinking Shawn almost died for her to come to her senses. Leaving the two of them happily ever after, agreeing to split the winnings with each other. A few more things I want to bring up about their relationship being great is they're a very unique couple in the sense that they're different ethnicities. Jasmine, of course, being a woman of color and from Australia. The only other character besides Alejandro to have been from a country that's not Canada at that point in time. And this might be a weird one, but the stark height difference between the two. Shawn is our short king treating that tall queen as best he can. I've never been a fan of the mindset of the guy has to be taller than the girl in a relationship or it won't work. It was nice to see Total Drama stood against that with these two. Don't get me wrong, Total Drama isn't a stranger to diverse looking couples, but the height factor with these two just makes me love them even more than others. And no, I'm not gonna count Sierra and Cody as a girl taller than guy couple because that relationship was entirely one-sided. It's a shame we'll likely never see these two compete ever again, let alone compete as a couple. It wouldn't surprise me if they did come back, the show would probably try to force a breakup between them. So I'm totally content with them being left in Total Drama history book as a couple that lasted until their finale in a wholesome way. Once again, I want to apologize for the lack of inconsistency on the channel for the past month and a half or so. You know, with the Owl House, Amphibia, and Hell of a Boss all AFK at the same time, my creativity gland hasn't been functioning its best, / finding motivation to create has been hard. You know, whatever support y'all give me means a lot. I really do appreciate it. If there's another couple from the Total Drama verse you'd like me to make a video on, don't be afraid to let me know in the comments below. I think doing one on Noah and Emma would be cool, but if the majority of y'all have something else in mind, I'd follow through on that, no problem. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like down below. It helps out a ton. But for now, I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Take care. Bye-bye.